Right, Camilla, get out, please. Fuck you. One minute. Oh, there you go. I can hear you now.
Just click the button that says join with audio. That'll work.
Yeah. So sometimes it can be a bit tricky, technology and all that.
Yeah, I'm not very technical, and then I'm like, panic, like Facebook, like my phone, laptop, all this stuff going on, and I'm like, I need to log into my Facebook on another computer and stream it from there as well. So I've just got, it's like I'm actually in the radio with loads of buttons to press.
Yeah. Well, I think we should be able to share it from our perspective ends onto our perspective pages. If there should be 3 little dots that says more at the bottom of the.
Can I also record, or you're recording the video?
Yeah, I'm recording the video.
Can you also record audio outside of the video?
Yeah, you can do that, but I can't.
I don't know, because I thought there was something inside Zoom that I could take the audio. Because otherwise, what will happen is, hang on, maybe if I click record as well, please request recording permission from the host. So if I click that, if you accept.
Okay, let me see. Allow record. How's that? Does that work?
I don't know.
Is it? Do you have a little red thing, a little sort of red dot in the corner or anything?
I don't know. I've got what already said recording, but that's you recording. There's oh no, it is now because there was like a lock thing next to it, like a padlock. So obviously it was locked.
Yeah. All right. Great. So you're recording now as well.
All right. Let's see if how we share this then. So the dots on the chat.
No. So you, at the bottom of the video screen, you'll see a green button that says share.
Yeah.
Right. Go to the right of that, and you'll see another button that says more towards the end. Three dots.
No, there isn't. There's only share, chat, and record. Maybe because you're the host.
Yeah. I have turned it on, so it should be multiple participants can share simultaneously. Sharing options.
Unless I do my phone at the same time from Facebook.
Right.
Options are not available when multiple people can share at the same time.
Oh, and yeah, so it looks like only one of us can share. Sorry, directly out of this. Yeah, your screen. You're sharing your screen now. That's what you're doing.
Ah.
Okay. Recommended. Yeah. Okay. No. So
so when you're sharing it, then is it both of our faces split on the screen?
Yeah.
So it's not how I'm seeing it with my small face and your big face.
No, not like no. It should be it should be both sort of equally split. I think that's how it should come up. So the thing is, only one of us can share it to Facebook at a time. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to share it to you want to share it via the Hayes FM page or?
Well, I've asked Hayes FM to share it when I share it from Shee Radio.
All right.
So what I might do, are you on Facebook on another page?
What I can do is just do the same thing, share your share onto mine. So
I also need to add you to the live. So if I start a live video from Shee Radio and I add you in, so we're doing two things at the same time.
Try and share it through this first. So I've just given you the option. Just look at the buttons again and see if you can see an option that says more now.
No.
Does it give you any option to share into Facebook?
No, there's only invite, participants, share, chat, and record.
No worries. Right.
Should I call you? Should I be the host of the Zoom?
No. What I'll do is share live on Facebook.
I'm actually really cold.
Share on timeline. Share on page I manage. Transformations. Transformations. Next.
I might wear a cardigan.
Right. If you go to my Facebook page.
Just the Christian Thomson?
The equilibrium transformations. Title, tag.
Yeah.
Share. It should be sharing there shortly.
Just share it from there then as a watch party.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Okay, I'll need you to share with me the link and everything afterwards then, so I can do
it. Then start.
Can you shut this door, Katie? Take Cooper out as well. Can you tell Chris to come and take Cooper, please?
Cooper, come here.
Supposed to be interactive. Okay, right.
Come on. I'll be there. Come on, Cooper. Come on.
Mm.
Okay. Cancel.
I don't know if you know as well, you've got like the sun going on your face in lines, so you're quite dark.
Right. Give me 2 seconds. This is the best it's going to go. Sorry, 1 minute. This is not working. Try that again. Or stop live stream. Share on page I manage. That, yes. That. Right. I'm just going to click go live, not mess around it anymore now. So that should be
Meeting
going
live on Facebook.
Yes. So we should be going live on Facebook any second now.
Right. This is so strange, isn't it?
Mm.
I guess we're going to get used to this.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go off the page and come back and see if it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, there we go. Okay, share. It's just showing your face.
Is it just showing my face? Oh, it would probably switch. Yeah, it will switch as we talk. Then. Right. Yeah. It says live on Facebook. So yeah, you should be able to share that as a watch party now.
Start. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Bear with us.
Let me just share to the Hayes FM.
Yeah.
Share to more places. Dun, dun, dun. More options. I'm live. Please share. All right. There we go.
Nice.
Welcome everybody to 91.8 Hayes FM without the radio. So we're doing this all from home because obviously everybody's at home right now, so we're all in the same situation. But the radio goes on. Still Hayes FM without the radio. Oh,
yeah,
there's still a whole team of presenters at home working to get the live streaming going. So we will be streaming live on the radio as well. But we will, as always, take the audio from this video and we'll be putting it up on the podcast as well and sharing this if you miss anything. Obviously, we are live on Facebook, so if you want to get any questions in, I'm interviewing Christian Thomson today. So Christian, welcome to the show. Christian is an online health coach that specialises in using lab tests to restore health and optimise performance. And he's also our former world kickboxing champion.
Yes.
So Christian has actually been on the show before, and it was quite some time ago. So for anyone who didn't hear the interview last time, could you please give us a little bit of a background info about who you are?
Yeah. So in short, I was a former world and British kickboxing champion, and I fought for about 7 years doing that. And then since then, I've been retired for about 7 years as well. I started off as a professional fighter and a coach and developed my skills more around therapy, coaching, and advanced lab tests, advanced sort of metabolic analysis, blood analysis, urine analysis, these sorts of things now these days. I'm also a specialist in functional neurology, and
in what neuro? I didn't hear you there.
Functional neurology. So basically looking at how the sensory nervous system interprets the world around us and also our internal environment as well. I deal with things on a very holistic level. I mean, my ethos behind health is test, don't guess, first off. And that, you know, the reason why I came to that was during my own struggles with heavy metal poisoning. I found that many people would talk about a strategy and intervention that was very good at doing, say, one thing really, really well, and maybe it could do a bunch of other things pretty good. You know, we could do it okay. You know, but because people were talking or based their whole livelihoods on that one thing, they were often painting themselves into a corner where they would suggest that one thing for everything you would do. So I became very aware and very conscious that it's very easy to back yourself into a corner when you just hyper specialize in one area. And in fact, that helping most people in terms of improving their health is not just about looking at the one area where the pain is present, but looking at the body as a whole. So for instance, an elbow pain may be coming from a hip, or a big toe pain may be coming from the shoulder, you know, in terms of a physical aspect people can understand. And the same thing can happen within like today's world. What we're going to be talking about more about today is the immune system, and how, for instance, you may have a reduced capacity in your immune system based on poor gastrointestinal function, poor liver function, poor kidney function, general blood sugar stresses, many different things. So just simply taking vitamin C or some form of so-called immune boosting supplement may not be the thing that you really need to do to protect yourself in today's world, or in this acute situation we find ourselves now.
And can you give us a background about how you got into doing this work? So you mentioned there, and you've told us before on the show, how you helped your own health. You had mercury poisoning and you weren't even aware that you had it. Can you just give us a little bit of a background of how you managed to help yourself, and then how you in turn changed that into your business and help other people?
Yeah, so originally I had heavy metal poisoning, and the theory behind the way how I got that was due to a poor mercury amalgam filling. And I didn't realize I had it for over 12 years, basically. In fact, I won a world title and all my British titles while suffering from this condition. One of the reasons why I retired is because I was fit, healthy, strong. Well, I was fit and strong, not healthy. And I just kept getting sicker. I was getting more and more tired, more and more injury prone. And no one could figure out really why. And a lot of the problems that people find when they're going through these sorts of health issues is because they're not sick enough to be considered an medical emergency, or a classical case of this condition or this disease exists. People often fall through the cracks of our current medical system, and that's how we've got such a big problem with general health. And that's kind of where I was falling through those cracks, and I was finding that in a personal experience, and I wanted to do something about that. And that's kind of how I got into this, sort of type of practice. And also along the lines of figuring those things out, along the lines of realizing that this was the thing, developing the different skills I needed along the way to actually help people in my own situation, and other people in similar situations to me as well.
So were you a fitness or a health coach before that?
Yeah, so I started off as a martial arts instructor, you know, running martial arts schools, then became personal trainer, then continued through vocational qualifications, all the way up into therapy degrees, and like I said, the specialist in functional neurology. And then also these other vocational degrees in terms of different technician testing equipment, so like metabolic analysis. I'm also a 12-lead ECG technician, doing different courses in blood work and urine analysis and these sorts of things as well. So it got to a point where went back to university. So I've just completed my degree in biology as well, so bachelor's in biology, and just developing these skills along the way, like I said, to a point where I have a full remit of skills to actually help people in multiple situations.
So you mentioned there as well about, sorry, you mentioned to me before actually, you were talking a lot about the immune system and how cold therapy, I think you're working with a lot of the time. I don't know if you still do that with your clients, like the cold chambers and things like that. But I think it'd be really interesting to talk about that now as well with the current situation with the coronavirus. And obviously with it really affecting people whose immune systems are lower. Are there things that we can do to boost our immune system? And like, what are your thoughts on that? And are you still using that therapy?
No, I still use cold therapy. Probably not as much as I was at that point, because I was doing a lot of research with it at that point in terms of how to use it most effectively. Now, acute temperature stress, so heat or cold, will cause reactions in our system that will help our immune health in general, and lots of other aspects of our health in general. Chronic temperature stress, on the other hand, will only shorten your lifespan. So this is the thing that we've got to be very clear about when we're talking about any forms of temperature therapy. It's acute and not chronic. So just being in a cold environment your entire life, or just simply turning the heating off in winter, isn't going to be a healthy thing to do. But a larger stimulus in an acute, shorter space of time can actually cause very potent metabolic changes that will boost immune function, recovery, sort of blood vessel supply. So improve circulation by increasing the generation of new blood vessels.
Okay. Does that work with all kinds of stress?
Sorry, say again.
You're talking about having acute stress instead of having chronic stress.
Yes.
Like, don't put yourself in that situation for long periods of time, just small amounts. Is that the same for all stress? Because obviously when we exercise, that is actually a stress on the body. Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, all stress has a limit to where it will be good or bad, you know. So we've got an ideal amount of stress that our body can handle before it will be tipped over the scales, for instance. And each stress will have, like exercise will cause a different type of stress to a cold stimulus, to a hot stimulus, in terms of the acute stress that it will create. But all of them have potential to create a positive adaptive response within the system. Depending on what kind of stress your body is under, and what systems have the highest amount of load or strain on them, and what systems need the most support or need the most of a break, is depending on which type of stress is going to be the most beneficial to actually improving the overall structure of your health. Just because something is good for one system doesn't mean that it's good for you right now. All strategies work. It just depends on where you are and what direction that strategy is going to move you to, whether it's right for you.
Mm-hmm. And at the moment where everyone's stressing about their immunity, what sort of things can we be doing at home to improve our immunity through dosage stress?
Well, so normally I run a very thorough battery of tests, you know, in terms of we can do lots of different types of tests. But at the moment, we're kind of restricted, especially right now, we've been on lockdown for 3 weeks. We've been restricted to what we can really do and what we can really offer. So right now, the best thing to do is things like postal tests. Now, what that is things like finger prick blood tests, DNA samples, stool tests, a dry blood spot by urine spot analysis test. So these are all tests that can literally be the testing equipment sent to you in the post. You can do the test in your own home and send the test kit back to the lab. These tests exist via a number of companies that already offer these services, and you can get quite comprehensive amount of information through doing these tests for not an extreme amount of money. I think you can get 41 blood markers done for £99 by one of the companies that I use in terms of getting test results back, and that can give you a very good indication of exactly what systems are under the most strain, or where to place the biggest amount of your effort in terms of boosting your general health, which will in turn boost your immune function.
And what kind of things have you seen from these tests?
So you might see standard things like inflammatory status might be high, but it might be high based on a number of different things. So just looking at inflammatory markers by themselves doesn't tell you much. It just tells you inflammation is high. But then if you look at particular liver enzymes and you see that they have a particular pattern about them, we can maybe see that either that you're not producing enough glutathione or natural in-body antioxidants, or maybe that your liver is congested and that we need to look to reducing the fat entering the liver, or to go on what we'll call a choline fast, or choline-based fast. So we're having lots of choline into the diet, but actually causing a diet that would remove fat from the liver itself. We may also see that it's coming mainly from things like insulin resistance, that your inflammation is based on blood sugar control, which could be related back to the liver and pancreas, or it could be related to fatty acid metabolisms and all sorts of things. So we can really start to narrow down where we need to put the biggest amount of effort in terms of improving someone's health. What kind of nutrients are going to be most important? What kind of diet is going to be most important? What kind of activities are going to be most important? And what type of supplements are going to be most important to affect that unique person's position in health.
So are you saying stress levels, like the physical stress levels, show up in terms of inflammation?
Yeah, physical stress levels will show up in terms of inflammation, but inflammation is a very broad term. You know, just like stress is a very broad term. You say stress, you say inflammation, but what?
I mean, inflammation.
Oh, inflammation. Oh no, if not information, yeah. Yeah, so the test results give us the information to be more direct in our approach. And while most people will get the test results back and they'll see that they're not sick, we're not looking to see if someone is sick. We're looking to see how far away from optimal those ranges are. So often what we'll see is you'll get a blood test back from a GP or a doctor, and it's not the fact that the GP or doctor can't read those tests and we can. It's the fact that the GP or doctor are looking to see if you are sick. They're dealing with emergency medical help. Are you in a state where you are sick enough to need medication or hospital treatment or some form of official medical intervention? More often than not, you are not in that position, yes? And because you're still alive, you're still okay, you're still functioning, okay? That doesn't mean you don't have health problems. You know, lots of people come to me and they feel that their immune system is failing them. They have intermittent energy throughout the day, gastrointestinal responses that aren't optimal, like bloating, diarrhea, these sort of gas, these sorts of things. They feel like their skin is thinning, they're losing hair, their nails are breaking, they're bruising easily, they're not sleeping right. All these sorts of health problems. These are health problems. You know. Now these can all.
Can I just interrupt you for a second? Because I remember we spoke about this, like personally myself as well, for vitamin deficiency in iron, and we've spoken before as well about doctors. And in terms of, you go to the doctor with an issue and they'll give you a pill. It's like basically a plaster over the problem and not actually dealing with what's underneath. So when looking at my own issue there, which I said to you once, I was anemic. Obviously, if I go to the doctors, they say, well, you're anemic, let's fix it with a pill, here's an iron tablet. And you've mentioned to me, well, why are you anemic? So there's stuff going on underneath that if you just take the pill, it's not going to make your body react how it should be reacting to be able to absorb the iron. It's just going to solve it by plastering over. Can you explain a little bit more about that to people?
Yeah, so when we look at individual blood markers in isolation, we may see something that we think, oh, that's the answer. That's why I feel a bit crappy, because I'm low in iron. Great, I'll take more iron. Right. First question: